Had to come to Sally's for hair color. I'm looking for this L'Oreal HiColor. I used to always get the HiColor in soft brown, but I think now I like coolest brown. Cool light brown. That's the new one that I like. I know I need developer. I want to try these grip rollers. I have all of the hair products that I'm going to be using for this tutorial. You definitely want to make sure that you have a bowl and a brush. This just makes it a lot easier to color the hair, and I'm going to be doing the coloring in a lot of different steps. It also has the measurements already there for you. It's usually like a 1 to 1.5 or 1 to 2 ratio. You definitely want to make sure that you mix the color all the way through. I would take at least a minute or two just to mix the color. And I really like using this HiColor as a step one because I don't have to use as much bleach or let the bleach sit on my hair as long. So this is going to lighten my hair a lot without using bleach. I'm just going in with my brush and I'm just going to apply the color in certain areas. I don't want it everywhere. You definitely want to add a generous amount of this color. You do have to pack it on to really see it. And once I'm done with one side, I always flip the hair over and I'll do the other side as well. I'm going to color 2 bundles of hair. This first bundle is a little longer, so I want this to have some like piece highlights, a little brown and blonde. And then I'm also going to color a shorter bundle of hair. This is going to be in the very front of my hair, so I want to make sure that it flows really nicely, it blends, and I like how it looks. If you want it to blend really nicely, you definitely have to make sure that you're applying a nice amount of color. And then once I get towards the top, I have like a bobby pin right here just to know like where I want to stop. I don't want any color to go past that point. So as I start to get closer to that, I'm like feathering it out. I'm not doing it as heavy as what I have on the bottom. I want to make sure that everything just blends nicely. I let my color sit on for about 45 minutes to an hour. It's really up to you. This color isn't harsh, so sometimes I'll go over like my hour a little bit and it's still okay. Even once I rinse it out, it still looks nice. The hair doesn't look dull or dry or anything like that. Here's how we're looking after rinsing out that L'Oreal HiColor. I love how it looks because it's really nice and blended. You can see these little piece highlights. It's not just super bright. You definitely can already see this color changing, and I love doing this as a step one. If you like your hair like a chocolate brown or a darker brown, you could do this and just be done. Next, I'm going to go in and apply my bleach. You definitely want to make sure you have foil because bleach can get really messy. And I'm also going to be using my 40 volume developer. You have to be careful with 40 volume developer because it's really, really strong and it turns the hair fast. So I just keep an eye out on it. I won't tell you guys how long you should leave it on. Every like 15 or 20 minutes, I just check in on it. I think I left it on for maybe like 40 to 45 minutes. I really don't go past the hour because sometimes that's when the hair starts to get really dry and I don't want that. So I think I did like 30 to 45 minutes, but you guys will see me checking in on it. I didn't want to lighten it so that it's super bright. I just want like certain areas to be a little lighter. So right now I'm just adding like my piece highlights. This is going to be a little lighter blonde than our brown that we're adding. And this part is really for you if you want to customize your hair. And then I also did the same thing for the shorter front bundle. What I really want is for it to be mostly caramel brown with blonde highlights. The biggest difference with piece highlights and regular highlights is that regular highlights are usually a little bigger. You can do an inch, a half inch. But for piece highlights, I'm just going in and picking out small little pieces, random pieces, and that's where I'm adding the bleach. You have to be so careful when you're using 40 volume developer. You definitely want to have gloves on. I've made the mistake of not having gloves on, and it's like no joke. So you do want to have gloves on with this, and you want to keep your eye out for it. I left it for about 30 minutes, and now I'm back checking on it. I didn't just add a whole lot of highlights. I just chose a couple of little random pieces and applied the bleach, removed everything, and here's how we're looking. So it definitely lightened the hair up nicely and really fast. After applying the bleach, it turns the hair like this brassy yellow orange color. So that's why I'm going to use this next shade to just even all of that out. I want to turn everything a nice even caramel brown. With this one, you really don't have to be as careful. You don't have to paintbrush it on because we've already added our highlights. So now I'm just going to squeeze all of this color on the hair. I'm just going to leave this color on and let it sit. This is another one that you can just kind of watch it. You don't have to have a set time of when you want to rinse it out. Just look at it, keep an eye out for it, make sure you're seeing the color that you want. Once you start to see the color you want, you can go ahead and rinse it out. This shade I also really like using because it doesn't take too long to even all of the color out. Our very last step, I'm going to change the hair color to the exact shade that I wanted. So I'm using the Wella color charm. This is the shade 9NN, an intense very light blonde. It's not going to turn the hair light blonde, but it is going to turn it really light brown, and that's what I want. We're going to do the same thing with this one. You can follow the instructions on the back for the ratio. But I'm also going to just apply this all over the hair. You don't have to piece this out either. I'm going to use 40 volume developer because I want it to be like as bright as it can be. And after using so many different colors, this is like the last finishing shade that I want. I know that I love this shade so much that I've used it a lot of times before. So this is what I just want to finish it off with to take out all of that brassiness, all of that orange, yellow. So here's how we're looking. As you guys can see, I'm already liking how we're at a caramel brown, but we do have a little orange in here. So to use this last permanent color, this is going to take all of that away and even it out and turn it more into the shade that I want. I'm just going back in with a brush and making sure that I apply a generous amount. I don't want to miss any pieces. I want to cover everything up and get a nice even tone in the end. I recorded this first video right after the hair was installed. I didn't blow dry it, flat iron it, or apply any products to it. So this is how it looks in its natural state. I just wanted to show you guys before I did anything to it. I love how we have some dimension. That's what I really wanted. Some low lights and some highlights. You guys see a couple of those piece highlights. Also that darker brown that we started with. And I love how it looks. This just looks so good when you curl it and it's not just flat. One color nicely blends in together. You have a couple of those lighter areas, but it's a nice dark brown. It fades into this caramel brown, and then we have a little pop of blonde in there. And I just love how my hair turned out. This is definitely my new summer go-to. Like, I love it. I wanted something to just brighten me up a little bit, so I'm into this hair. I'm feeling it. It's giving what it's supposed to give. Okay, so let me know if you guys are feeling this, if you're going to try it out. Give this video a thumbs up. If you want more hair tutorials, I'm looking for new hairstyles. I'm planning on switching my hair up a lot this summer. So definitely let me know what else you guys would like to see, and I will see you in my next video.